cooking slower, which is what I wanted to do as we progressed with making some of these things. And I only wanted to show you the golden brown part of it in the beginning, so I raised the temperature a little bit underneath the frying pan. So you can see that I'm just gently dropping the rice balls. I'm making them meatball sized. See, there's a rice ball, if you can see it. Let me come closer with the camera so you can see what it looks like. It's about meatball sized. And then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to drop some Four Seasons breadcrumbs on with my hand and just turn it in my hand. And then just pick it up with a spoon, gently, and drop it into the frying pan gently. Okay, and go back for some more. I think I'll get the other frying pan going here for a second. We'll get a couple going in this one. Now everybody asks me, well, what kind of frying pan do you use? Well, I'm kind of getting away from Teflon. I don't know, I just have this paranoia about Teflon being not good for you. You know, and I haven't met a Teflon pan yet that doesn't wear out and flake. I don't care what brand you get. I don't care what chef invented it. The problem is these things, oh, there we got our first casualty. So when you get a casualty, just let it cook. Don't try to take it out. That's the one you're going to eat. That's the one you're going to chow down on first. Okay, and I usually put those in a separate bowl. Okay, you just, see now my hands are dirty again. I'm going to come over and rub them in the sink. And I'll get a paper towel here and just make the flame lower underneath this one also, because that's a little high. And you're going to find that you've touched the stove, you've touched handles on your cabinets and whatever, and there's going to be rice ball mixture all over the place. So my suggestion is get everything out and prepared first. This way you don't have to go back and get anything else. And make sure you have plenty of breadcrumbs, plenty of Romano cheese, the right size pot, paper towels, a bowl to put everything in, and enough olive oil. Because once you start, you're not going to want to stop and go to a supermarket to buy something that you didn't think you needed or you didn't have enough of. Okay? So here we are, turning over the rice balls. Okay. These are low, they're on a low flame now. So I'm just going to leave these alone. Let me just see if I've got one to show you. And here we go. Here's our first rice ball. I'm going to bring it over. This is a little light, okay, on one side. Let me show you the other side. I have to go back to do this. Okay, I'm just going to turn it over. Okay, and here we go. This side is golden brown. You can see it. And that's what you're shooting for. You're shooting to get it that color. Okay, that nice golden brown. Okay? And we'll take it and we'll stick it in our paper towel bowl, paper towel line bowl, and we'll look for our next one. Again, take it out, put it in our paper towel bowl. And we've got a third one here, which is also cooked, and lay it in the paper towel line bowl. Okay, like I said, you can make a lot of these things. Now what I do is I get a dish out for the casualties, or a bowl out for the casualties. Okay, sometimes the casualties sometimes the casualties are numerous, sometimes they're not. This is kind of a casualty because you see, it's kind of broken up over here. It's not a perfect ball. And usually I just put that down on the side somewhere. And I'm going to eat that later. So, here you go. That's how we make our rice balls. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I can tell you? Just thinking here. Usually I fill up the frying pan, and of course I turn them over with 2 spoons. Okay, in order to turn over the rice balls, you use 2 spoons. Usually what I do is I push the rice ball up against the side, okay, and it'll automatically turn over. But if I've got rice ball in the middle, I have to use 2 spoons. I'll wedge my 2 spoons underneath and I'll gently turn them over. These are not cooked yet, so I really can't do that. But with the ones on the side, I just flip them. I just push up against the, I know you guys can't see this, but I push up against the side of the frying pan and turn them over. Okay, here are my hands. This is what my hands look like when I'm cooking this stuff. Okay, I got a couple of fingers missing. Compliments of the war of Vietnam War, but doesn't stop me from cooking. That's it. That's all there is to it. I shouldn't say that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it in order to make them. The problem is they are a mess. They make a mess. But they taste delicious. And you will have, like I said, rice bowl fans are coming out of your ears. Romano cheese, salt, and Romano cheese make the rice bowl. Okay, now some people are salt intolerant and too much salt in Romano cheese, so some people just cook the rice, all right, and let people put their own salt on it. You know, they don't put any salt in the rice. And the Romano cheese, well, you need the Romano cheese and there's salt in that, so there you go. You may not want to put salt on them. Now, one last thing, it's going to sound weird, but a lot of people, when they buy the rice balls in the supermarket, or they buy them from the deli or wherever they buy them, and they're big bowls with peas and chopped meat and stuff inside of them, they cook them. You know, they put them in the microwave to make them hot. I like my rice bowls cool. I don't know what it is. I think the first rice bowl I ever tasted was was warm and it was okay, but when it was cold out of the refrigerator, I loved them. I don't know what it is. I mean, like I like cold pizza. Try it both ways. Try a cold rice bowl that you put in the refrigerator. Try a nice hot one, because we know we're all gonna like the hot ones, but not everybody's gonna like the cold rice bowls. So that's basically it. That's my rice bowl mixture and my rice bowl recipe. Let me just try to recap. It's 6 eggs to 3 cups of rice will make you 30 meatball-sized rice bowls. And if you've got a family that's ravenous when they eat dinner, 30 ain't going to cut it. I'd rather make more and have them 2 days or 3 days, you know, during the week with something else as an appetizer, you know, use it as an appetizer. You can take these things with you to the beach. Okay? They don't taste good with sand in them, but if you eat them before you put your hands in the sand, they'll taste pretty good. If you can tolerate them cold, and I think they're delicious cold. So that's it. It's a 6 eggs, 3 cups of rice. Now, if you wanted to make for more people, so you double the recipe. So it's a dozen eggs to it's a dozen eggs to 6 cups of rice. Now the cups are very important. I mean, you know, a cup could be, you know, the size of a garbage can. The cup that I use is this cup right here, which is a little bit more than a cup. I mean, they say this is a cup of coffee, but this thing is kind of big. I would say it's, I don't know, 4 inches by about 3 inches in diameter. So that's a pretty big cup, you know. You can do what you want. I mean, I like, see, now I can't put this back now. I got it full of rice bowl mixture. You can do what you want. I like to make big cups of them, and then of course I need a dozen eggs, and that's basically it. Now I'm going to take a little salt. I'm going to put it on this casualty here, and I'm going to eat it and tell you what they taste like. Hold on a second here. Now this one's breaking up. Delicious. I wish you were here to try these. All of you. But it is very good. And again, happy cooking and happy eating. And this is Frank Paris's rice bowl recipe, handed down by my grandparents. Thank you very much. Shouldn't talk with your mouth full. Okay, I like to call this my tips section. I left this out of the original video, which I just taped a few minutes ago. But my tip section has to do with jumping oil. Okay, when you're cooking, okay, the frying pan, and you're putting the rice balls in the let me just move this back here. This is take two. A couple of tips which I didn't put in the original video a few minutes ago. Jumping oil. You'll get jumping oil and it'll hit you in the face, and it's hot and it hurts. So how to avoid that? Well, get you one of these. Take the rice balls that you've cooked out of that particular frying pan and take one of these, okay, and pour the oil through a strainer into a cup, and you can use the oil again. And then just with a paper towel, take out the breadcrumbs and the rice that's popping. Okay, that'll help a little. Okay, the other thing is, if you have a second strainer and your rice and your Four Seasons breadcrumbs have gotten kind of all lumpy and stuff, you still got breadcrumbs there. So take the breadcrumbs and strain them through another strainer, okay, onto a separate aluminum foil sheet, okay, which is what I'm using here. This is aluminum foil. That's what the breadcrumbs are resting on when I make the rice balls. So those are my two extra tips. You know, these things are going to happen, believe me. I've gotten burned, you know, oil jumping up on my face and everything. So those are my two tips, and I hope you enjoyed my little video. And here are the rice balls that we cooked. This is the 30 that I told you about. Now all you have to do is just lift up on one end. See that? What I'm doing here, I'm not going to do it all the way because I still have some more rice balls. Just lift up on one end and yank out gently the paper towels, and the rice balls will be in the bowl, and they're all drained. Okay? So, bon appetit, as Julia Child would say, and thank you for watching. Please note, this is what your kitchen is going to look like after you finish making the rice balls. Notice the mess on the stove, the oil in the stainless steel, and of course the floor. The floor is really messed up. So if you are willing to clean up after your mess, then go ahead and make your rice balls.